up everyone, welcome back to another Clash Royale video, and today we have another deck here. It is the Hog Barrel deck or the Barrel Hog deck. You can name it whatever you want, but then these two are the main win conditions up in this deck. So these two are pretty much the main cards you will be requiring in order to get this deck into your victory kind of zone. So it's going to be really helpful if you have these two cards, kind of like a decent level. Like if you have a decent level of these two cards, then you could probably get this deck to work for you. And apart from this, we also have the Valkyrie and the Furnace. So if you don't have the Furnace, I would say Furnace is the best, but then if you don't have the Furnace, you can take in the Goblin Hut, which is really cool as well. And if you don't like any of these, you can probably go for an alternative, of course this one as well. So yeah, let's get right into the video, but before that, make sure you leave a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel for Clash of Clans or Clash Royale content, and make sure you click on the bell notification icon so that you don't miss any of my updates regarding the video. Okay, so we have here Kimmy, whom we are going to attack, and it's going to be pretty simple, you guys. I'm going to put in the barrel and then put in the Hog Rider. So what this is going to do, it's actually going to attack the barrel, and then, it didn't actually do that this time, but then that's the main motto you actually wanted to do. So you want to make sure that it's actually attacking the barrel, and in the meanwhile, the Hog Rider is going to come in and do some damage to that. But then this guy, you see, has done a really massive amount of damage with the raid spell and the minions, which is a really great combo, and the Fire Spirits didn't do actually what I actually wanted them to do. So he's coming up with the barrel here. I'm going to put in the Skeleton Army, and again, the Fire Spirits are really good at this, and they're going to do some massive amount of damage. They just brought it down to 276. That's really unfortunate from my side, but then this is a really cool deck. So he's going to arrow it this time. He doesn't have enough elixir for the Skeleton Army, but then he has now, so he's gonna drop that down, and we brought it to 1,300. So definitely gonna get that damage down slowly, one step after another. So you probably will be getting around 200-300 damage from the Hog Rider, doing some chip damage. So that is exactly what you actually want from this deck. So it's pretty simple. It's gonna come up with the balloon, you see, but then he actually switched over. So again, the Wizard is gonna actually deal with the Fire Spirits. A split second later, he'll actually drop the Wizard. Probably would have done some damage to that tower there, but then the Wizard, again, you see, we're gonna drop in the Valkyrie to do the damage, because we don't want our that Wizard to actually do any damage at all. Now this is what you actually call the damage zone here, not the damage zone, the troop, that the great combo. That's what I actually meant to say, because you see Valkyrie is actually like a tank here, and the skeletons from the other side are actually doing some massive amount of damage. So that is a really cool combo. Again, if you can actually get through that, you probably are a beast, but then most probably it's really hard. The fact that he actually mistimed the arrows, because the Goblin Barrel is again a big threat, and on the other side we have the Valkyries and the Skeleton Army, which is again a big threat. So you probably had to do one thing or the other, which he actually did, and he actually had to face that. So again, we're dropping in the Furnace right towards the corner, the fact being that the balloon should come over all the way towards the very end. In the meanwhile, we actually can do the damage to the balloon. So again, the Fire Spirits actually did some damage, and it's really unfortunate for this guy. Two barrels exchanging over here, and we're gonna put in the spare goblins to deal with those. And we're in the lead here, 1,664. Well, this guy has to take down the first tower, which I'm pretty sure he will, and the second tower, which he has to do a hell amount of damage, you can actually see. So put in the Valkyrie, and the Valkyrie is going to take in all those Fire Spirits, which is really sad. But then you see the Wizard is actually having a little bit of hit points. We're actually going to put in the barrel. We're going to put in the spare goblins, put in the Valkyrie right in front, just so that the the minions are going to switch over between the tower and the Valkyrie. So it's pretty cool. 1,900, we brought it to 1,300. We're going to put in the the Furnace again right beside the tower, because we don't want the balloon to do any damage at all, because it's going to be a big problem, because one damage done from the balloon is actually going to cost a lot. So that is the reason why you actually have to get rid of the balloon. So we brought it to 1,000, just 654 hit points remaining. Put that down, put in this barrel here, and the Hog Rider is pretty much done. We have 30 more seconds. We're gonna put in the barrel and just see the amount of timing that actually is taking place over here. Put in the rocket. This guy is actually putting in the balloon, and it's pretty much done. Just one split second later, if I actually would have dropped in the rocket, and I pretty much would have been paid off by that. But then we're pretty lucky at this. Okay, so second replay here. Again, we're gonna attack a name which I actually cannot even pronounce. So I'm gonna drop in the good luck, and we're gonna start over with the Hog Rider, hopefully, and then put in the 5 spirits or the other way around. I probably would be putting in the 5 spirits to just see if the opponent has a Zaspel or not. So that is gonna really help me decide if I can actually put in these swan troops like the spare goblins, the goblin gang, and all these guys. So again, you see this guy actually weighs down the zap spell while the bomb tower actually does the damage to the what is that? The barrel, and that is some real waste of elixir. That is something you actually need to avoid. And I'm gonna drag the giant skeleton right towards this corner because I don't want it to do damage to the furnace pot over here, because I just spent some elixir for that and I just cannot lose that, you know. So again, this guy is coming up with the ice golem. Is pretty dumb. The fact that he's just 2 elixir and this guy is actually gonna do some damage over here. I'm pretty sure. I think he actually will be taking down the tower itself, or maybe this next time he actually drops that down, he actually will be taking in the tower there. But then this is when I actually realized that the what is that? The graveyard is a pretty good spell. The fact that these many days I probably didn't even understand the graveyard is pretty good, but then up till this date, but then up now I actually understood that the graveyard is kind of decent if you actually combine it with a free spell. All by itself it's pretty dumb, but then with the free spell it's pretty good. Again, at the end I actually countered that as well. So it was a pretty great battle. The graveyard is pretty cool with the free spell as well, but then if you just drop in the graveyard, it's pretty dumb. Yeah, that's for sure. So we're gonna drop in the rocket now. We're actually gonna take the rocket and we're gonna time it really right and make sure we're gonna dropping it right to the wizard, because the wizard again is gonna stand back and do the damage for any troop we actually put in. So that is something you actually have to avoid, and that's the reason why I actually took out the target, the witch, right off the way, because that's a stupid little troop that actually does a lot of damage. So again, we just have a little bit of damage to do over here. I'm gonna put in the barrel, hopefully. I don't know why I actually didn't put that, but then we're gonna put in the barrel kind of towards the side because we know that the witch is actually gonna kind of do some Ayrus splash. But we're gonna rocket it and take down the witch, and that is what you call a cool little use of rocket, because we're doing damage to both the troop as well as the what is that? The tower, and that's really nice. So this is the first time I'm actually wasting up elixir. Now, we usually don't do that, but then we're gonna actually see the amount of elixir we actually spent on over here. So he actually takes down the tower. You see, oh my goodness, just see the amount of damage they actually did. These guys, the graveyard is pretty cool. But then he actually had to spend in a lot of elixir, which is kind of sad to see. But then it was pretty cool, to be honest. So again, we're gonna actually switch over the tower here. We're gonna go to the second tower. That was completely unexpected. We're gonna rocket it again, take down the witch, and as soon as I see the witch, that is what this guy's actually gonna get. So 5 elixir versus 6 elixir. I'm gonna get the witch taken down plus some damage done to the tower, which is really cool. And again, putting in the 5 spirits just so that we can actually do some damage to the tower as well as the giant skeleton. Make sure I'm actually doing that. So now I'm gonna put in both the spare goblins as well as the skeleton army. Now the graveyard has to take down all the skeletons in order to get that tower down. It is pretty hard, to be honest, and that's how you counter the graveyard spell. To be honest, it's really dumb. You just saw it right now. It's pretty horrible, the fact that it's a good card but then not really great card. So this was actually a draw, but then it was really close. I know this guy actually zapped it down, and oh my goodness, if I actually had that barrel going towards the side, somewhere towards here or here, maybe he actually would have spent that zap somewhere else, and he actually would have got that tower, but then we actually couldn't. So yeah guys, that's the second replay. It was a draw, pretty much victory towards my side, but then he actually zapped it. So it is a really good attack from that guy, but then we actually nailed it on the first replay. Second one pretty good as well, but then not that great. So yeah, pretty simple deck. You see, graveyard, not the graveyard, oh my goodness. The barrel and the hog rider are the 2 main win conditions. Make sure you're using the rocket wisely, because it can actually do wonders if you're actually using it the right way. And if you want to know more about rocket, then I've done a video regarding it where you can actually put in the rocket and the barrel at the same time, which actually kind of does an effect where you actually can't even know that the barrel is actually coming towards the base. So that is actually going to do a lot of damage. So again, there are some tips and tricks on that, so you can check that video out probably somewhere in my video section. So go ahead and check that out. So thank you so much for watching till the very end. I'm Ayrus, and I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, goodbye.